Okay. Good there. I forgot to do everything. Okay, give me like just a small minuscule second here while I get some of this going. Do we need to close the folders because those don't need to be open? We can close that because that doesn't need to be open. And we need to do the thing. Nafan, congrats on grabbing first. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, dude. Copy. Huh? Oh no, I don't think my dad was talking to me. I heard him yell. I don't think he was talking to me. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Okay, I need to bring that over there. Can I copy the message link? Yes. Okay, I'll drag and drop that over here to the other thing. That is not what I want. Okay. https://twitch.tv/King Regnog. This build is tough. ... Vertical bars. Boop. Give it a second. There it goes. Okay. We're good now. I think. No. Yes. No. Yes. 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 Yes, we are. I think. Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well. It's been a day and a half. It has been a day and a half. How's it going, though? It's hopefully been a good day for everybody here. And if it hasn't, I hope it gets better. Let me go and catch up on y'all's messages while I was in that little bit of a kerfuffle with myself. Nafan with the 15th first redemption in his career. GG's there. Hello, welcome on in. Swiftu, Nafan, Emmy, thank you all for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Let me go ahead and fix my FOV here. I was doing that for a thumbnail a couple days ago, and I forgot to change it back, I guess. Let's see. What have I done since you guys were here last? We did that on stream, I think. But what we didn't do was I got all this Tuff here. I think it's enough. I don't know that it's enough, but I think it's enough for all of that there. And I do also think it's enough for all of that back there. So I'm hopeful that we have enough to just finish everything in terms of the Tuff blocks. And then that'll bring us to our next level, which I'm actually going to level out that area a little bit more. I'm going to bring it down maybe a couple more blocks. I don't know how many, but I'm debating on how far down to bring that. And then we'll determine where our next levels need to go. But I'm thinking that'll be like stone bricks and such, so we won't have to worry about getting new material for that. We already have plenty of andesite. We have plenty of stone brick. We have so much. So we're good. We're chilling. Let's see. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no, maybe. That is the story of my life. That is the story of my life. If I were to send you a song, how long would it take you to hear it? I wish I could have a day and a half, i.e. 36 hours. That would be great. Honestly, that would be so great. I really would love that, personally. As for how long it would take for me to listen to a song, that's a good question. Songs are easier for me to listen to than entire albums. Just because when it's an album, I actually have to clear out a section of my day. But if it's just like one song, usually I can get to it in a reasonable time manner. But not always. It just kind of depends. Like lately, I've been locking in, trying to get as much done as possible. I'll explain a little bit about that here in a minute, but I just want to kind of read all your all's chats. Austin, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I love watching my allergy shot reactions. It's fine, don't worry. I'm sorry that you're going through that right now. That's not the most fun thing in the world, but hopefully you feel okay soon. Hopefully. Okay. I just purchased someone. You what? Okay, this is the message that Spicy sent, and I'm gonna read it to you just as it reads. I purchased someone who I've had a wild amount of beef with website domain. XD. They forgot to renew it, so I bought it. The way you've worded that sounds like you bought the person who bought your website domain. Just to throw it out there. That's not legal anymore. But yeah, no, I understand what you mean now. Okay. That's good that you got the domain though. I hope well, did you need the domain or did you just buy it for petty reasons? That might be the better question here. Honestly, I don't blame you if you did. Chillin', we love chillin'. Hi, Nafan. Nafan's a really cool dude, by the way, guys. I don't know what's compelling me to say this other than just his character is pretty much the same everywhere. He's a cool dude. Let's see. Because I'm thinking about putting it out for Halloween. Okay, I gotcha. I'm debating about writing an album. I realized today that this year my life would make a really good indie alternative. Thought they made that illegal. What, buying people? Yeah, they did. Don't worry. That is still very much illegal here in the US. Not everywhere. Not everywhere in the world. But here in the US, that is the case. It doesn't stop people from doing it either, but we're not going to get into that right now. Better than when I didn't do them, brings down the reactions when walking around. That's fair. Sometimes you gotta pick your poison. Would you rather feel kind of bad right now and for a couple of days or weeks? Or would you rather feel bad all the time? It's kind of like, yeah, I get it. It's not a fun choice to make, but I guess you make do with what you have. You make do with the cards that you're given. Life is like a game of poker, but where do I want to go with this? There was a point to this. Life is like a game of poker. You either win big or you lose big. There's no in between. That's great life lesson for everybody out there. Don't say I never gave you guys any wisdom, okay? That's awful. I'm thinking about putting it out for Halloween. The apostrophe S says a lot. It does. It really does. But there shouldn't need a butt reg. I know. Life is like a game of poker. And I have the poker face. Life is like a game of poker. I suck at poker. You know, I heard a song about this once. You just gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. So like, you know, if you can get that part down, you can play the game of life pretty good. Quite possibly better than anyone else has ever played. Why? I had to. Now I'm in my head. You know, it's a good song though. It's really catchy. It's really, really catchy. Hello, Ava. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Not as cool as you don't. Nah, you're too humble, dude. You are too humble. Your humility is appreciated, but it is rejected. It's rejected harder than My third grade crush rejected me. I never had a third grade crush. I don't even remember the third grade. What did they teach in third grade? That, like, division? No, surely not. Did they teach us? What did they teach you in? Hey Siri. What do they teach you in third grade? I gotta Google it myself. Safari. What do they teach you in third grade? That's wild, Spicy. That's wild. Third grade is about teaching students from learning to read, reading to reading to learn. So you're no longer learning how to read, but you are now learning how to take what you read to learn. It also includes foundational math skills like multiplication and division. I was actually correct. Wow. It also includes more advanced language arts, science, and social studies. They begin to read more complex texts like novels and informational books, write multi-paragraph compositions, and conduct their own science experiments. This is also a critical year for developing independence and abstract thinking across all subjects. I have never in my life seen a third grader that has any amount of independence, dude. I never in my life have seen a third grader with independence. Any independence. Like, I know I'm not the only one. I'm not a third grader anymore, by the way. I feel like I need to say that. I shouldn't need to say that, but I will just clarify for those of you who don't know. I'm not in third grade anymore. I graduated. I'm an old man now. Okay. Can you... There we go. Bop. I have no idea what age group third grade is. Me neither, honestly. That's like, what? Maybe like 7 years old? Maybe older than that. I had one of those. You had one of those. Third grade crush, right. I wouldn't know. That was my COVID year. No way, dude. You're a baby. I forget how young you are. Oh, gosh, Swiftu. My COVID year was like, whatever's before senior year and senior year, so like sophomore, senior year, 11th, 12th grade. I don't know, we didn't do the whole naming scheme. We just said what grade we were. I never got why we stopped doing that. Just keep up with the grade system. Everybody can count. I can't remember names. I can count, though. I know the higher the number, the older and more smart you are. I don't think school is a good measurement of smarts, in all honesty. But I understand that that's how society views it, so whatever. Let's see. They liked him because he didn't know how to put a shirt on right. I swear I don't know why or what I had a crush on this kid. You know, fair enough. At that age, like, there's not a ton of logic necessarily to crushes. If I recall correctly, it's kind of just, it just sort of happens. Usually because you spend time around this person, they have a certain aura about them. Not like the aura that kids talk about these days. It's a different sort of deal. You like how they make you feel to a certain degree. They make you feel seen and heard, which is kind of like true about normal. I say normal crushes, like third grader crushes aren't quote unquote normal. It's normal for their age group. But, you know, there's a lot more that goes into the science of a crush when you get older than just the basics, I guess. I don't know. It's not thing I particularly want to research, because I feel like I don't want that to be in my search history. So I'm not gonna Google that before anybody goes, "Hey King, you should Google that." I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. Boop. Third grade is 6, 7. Why? The fan. I still don't understand 6, 7. I really don't, but perhaps. I don't think so. Wait, isn't that first grade? Oh man, the bots are evolving. The bots are evolving. You know who isn't though? Your mom. Get banned, nerd. How do I add a blocked term or phrase? We're gonna add another one. That's not the right button. Is this the right button? Quite possibly. It looks like it is. Block terms. Add. And just like that, we have another block term. No bots here. Okay, I don't tolerate the bots. Audley is watching. Welcome on in, Audley. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Build division, multiplication, area, fractions. Oh, I hated fractions. Basic geometry and cursive. Third grade is the year they gaslight you. You need to learn cursive. Every assignment in high school has to be in cursive. I think in third grade is when I liked the pretty popular girls, but I didn't understand the social hierarchy. You know, if you have enough confidence, the hierarchy doesn't apply to you. That's something I've learned in life. The hierarchy only applies to you if you tell it does. I've walked into places that I really don't belong because I just had enough confidence to say, like, I could do it. Like, for example, I'm gonna be chaperoning something next year. I'm only like, what? I'll be 22, I think. You know, I'm by no means going to be what you would consider to be an appropriate age for a chaperone. But because I walked in with enough confidence, I aced the interview process to get the approval for that, which is like a very, very small select group of people that get to go at my age group, because statistically speaking, they just go, we have other people we could ask. But because I walked in there and I said, no, I think I could do it, I made it somewhere I shouldn't have. And you could have a kid at 22, parents chaperone. I mean, yeah, but like not for the thing I'm chaperoning. Like, I'm chaperoning teenagers. Like, I would hope you don't have a teenager at 22. There's some other issues there if that's where we're at. No judgment here. Or I'm gonna try not to anyway. How young is Swiftu? Third grade COVID year. Like, that is crazy to me. But yeah, they do gaslight you. I've never had to write in cursive a day in my life. I really need to, like, actually sign my name in cursive, but I don't. You just make some scribbles. That's the thing I've learned. A contract doesn't mean anything. They don't care if it's actually legible. They just want you to put a couple scribbles there saying you read it. Like, stupid. It's so stupid. When you're older, you have standards. Exactly, Emmy. Exactly. I posted a video for on Discord. It means nothing. Yeah, I really want to understand, but nobody can tell me. I think it truly just shows how lost people are right now. I'm not evolving either. Crazy. A buddy of mine does. He adopted his younger brother. That's a little different, but yes, yes. Adopting siblings is a perfectly appropriate way to have a teenage, I guess, child in your custody. Legally son, I guess. Son or daughter. That would be a perfectly acceptable. Did you know Oddly Fox is watching King Ragnar's doorbell camera? Joke's on you, I don't have one. I didn't have confidence and I looked like a watermelon buzz cut. That's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I signed my name as cursive on everything, that's fair. That's fair. I literally never needed to. But cursive is just a lie. I don't know why everybody bought this lie that we need to have cursive writing. Like, outside of, like, security reasons, there are some reasons for signatures. But the truth of the matter is, the world we live in, signatures are not a good way of securing things anymore. You know, like, even at the bank, they don't require you to actually put out a legible signature. You know what they do? They look at your picture, because they have a picture on file of you. So if it's like a large sum of money, they just need to verify that it's actually you. That's all they're doing. They can do that with a picture now. They don't have to have the signature. It's an old system that, in all honesty, could be eradicated, and I don't think anyone would care except old people, because they're all about enforcing their arbitrary rules because they had to do it that way, so therefore you have to do it that way too. I love old people, okay? I want to just clarify that. I do love old people. But sometimes they're a little goofy. Sometimes they're a little goofy. And they like to say our way was better because it just was. The facts and logic sometimes escape their minds, just a little bit. As an old person, I can say I like them too. Fair enough. Old people are more based than young people usually, so you know, take that for what you will too. My diamonds, I'll mine them. So far, I got 2. King, can you say you're the GOAT? Why do you want me to? Like, I get, like, I would never call myself the GOAT. That's just not. That's not in the cards, you know. Where did I get a second ender chest from? Whose ender chest did I steal? I don't know. I don't know. I would never say I'm the GOAT though. That is main point right now. If I stole from somebody, I feel so bad because I have no idea who. I just dropped 2 G's on domains. Oh my gosh. They don't like change, especially with technology, because they don't understand it. Yeah. And I get it. I get it to a certain degree. I think most people do not like change. I think it's stupid to not welcome change. But I recognize one day I will probably feel the same as them. To some degree, that is already the case. You guys have seen it. I've crashed out on stream several times due to young people just trying to change the meaning of words, i.e. bop. You know, like, this song is a bop. But no, young people think they can just change meanings of words. That's not how that works. But in the cases of, like, technology and progression, I'm all for that. But, you know, that's a whole topic. Let's go up here. I'm buying everyone who beefed with me's website. It's crazy. Crazy. But you are the GOAT? I'm not the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT. But you know, maybe I know the goat. Maybe I do. There's like several ways I could take this. I don't know which way I want to go yet, so like bear with me. This song is the goat, not a bop. No, I feel like goat should refer to somebody. I don't know. Because it just means greatest of all time. And I feel like that's a title better deserved of a person than a title reserved for things. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. Although, sometimes I will say it's goated. Meaning it, you know, that it's a really good song. But I will never use the term just plain goat on a song for whatever reason. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh my goodness. You guys hear it? Holy cow. I don't know what that was, but that was a rumble. That was a rumble and a half. I'm not on a fault line, so I don't, that wasn't, just before anybody asks. Before anyone asks, that was not an earthquake. Hear thunder? It was, I think, somebody's bass in their car shaking the entire house. It was kind of crazy. I don't know. Big bass, exactly. I should remake their website so no one knows the difference than posting my songs on the front page. Throw them way off. On their end, it's unchanged, but the domain holders and it's changed. That would be crazy. Like, duplicating their website, but then turning it into your own whenever new music drops and such. That would be funny. Kind of mean, but kind of funny. I can't lie. There's so much water. Why didn't I do this better? King. If. What? I'm sorry, what? Goat is Gen Z lingo. I hate that as much as all of the other words. I feel like goat was around before it, especially in like the sporting world. But Gen Z took it and ran with it. That's for sure. I could be incorrect though. It also sets the precedent of don't beef with me. Yeah, you will do it. You will buy every single domain. So they're trying to nerf me. This is a coffee cup, right? My dad makes me coffee every morning. He's so nice. But the problem is, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it very well. There's only that tiny little hole. That's all that comes out. Like, okay, there. That tiny little hole. And like, I need a larger hole. I need more flow. And there's just not enough like there's not enough hole there to give me more sustenance. I need more coffee. And it's just, it's not a decently sized hole, that's all. My dad is pacing me. Like, I feel like he did this intentionally. Like, you know, you drink too much coffee. I actually don't drink too much coffee. If anything, he drinks too much coffee. I don't have a problem. He has a problem. Good old deflection, you know? We love that. People are probably too scared of me being petty to date me. You know, fair enough. I could see it for myself to some degree. You guys, not all of you, but some of you have seen how petty I can be. It's not something I'm proud of, but it is something that has leveraged me in some cases as well. I've been able to go, oh yeah. Well, you know, this one guy did this one thing that really ticked me off, so I wrote a whole diss track on him just because I could. And then I also proceeded to not release it because I realized it was a bad idea, but I do have it. And then I also exposed the truth because he was a liar and a fraud. And then I may or may not have done a couple of victory laps and dragged his name through the dirt. But it was all in the name of telling the truth, so I feel like it's okay, right? Sure, surely that makes it okay, right? No, probably not, but whatever makes me feel better, right? So long as you don't lose yourself in that thought process, like, can't be too bad. Right? Boop. Boop, boop. I don't like that word, Fox, if I'm honest. I really don't like that word. I think I remember. Fair enough. I know exactly what you're talking about. You do. You do. And I loved your song about him. I thought it was a solid piece. I'm not gonna lie. Boop, boop. Okay, I need to swap out Deep Slate for Cobble Deep Slate, because that's the only one that matters. They need to make the candle directional. Yes, please. That would be amazing. I'm kind of surprised they haven't, in all honesty. Like, why wouldn't they? It's like one line of code. Well, it's actually a little bit more than that, but you know, you don't have to make separate models for each direction it faces. Like, it just needs the facing tag, if I'm not mistaken. So when you look at a block, it should have... I don't know this menu as well as I need to. I know it does it at least on grass. But every block has a direction that it faces. And it may... It's the axis. So right there it says axis Y. If you're on Twitch, you can see it. If you're on YouTube, you can't. But if it says, you know, axis Z or axis X, then it should be able to face a different way. And every block, I think, already has that. It's just a matter of, will it lock to that or not? Some of them just aren't directional for whatever reason. But if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I recognize I don't know everything. Theoretically, you could just mod that in, and that might be a client-side mod you could get, but I don't know. It would ruin some people's builds, probably. I don't know. I feel like it would enhance most people's builds, though. It wouldn't ruin most. I don't know. I'm gonna front with you. That's what it felt like. I can't speak on it, but most of what you said had truth to it. I just can't say everything that wasn't necessarily 100% accurate for probably obvious reasons to you. But there's a lot there that I'm not at liberty to talk about. Boop, boop. All right. I'm gonna go through and quickly rip up the deep slate while I have haste, because there's a lot of it. Okay. We're almost good to start placing Tuff, which is nice. The king egg mug has died. I took off PNG. What? First time I was here, I ban-evaded, but I at least admitted to it when I did. I'm gonna be so real with you, dude. I don't remember that. But I respect it. You know my memory's pretty bad, so... Like... Yeah, the fact that you at least own up to it, that's nice. Most people don't, so... Boop. So after we do all the Tuff, what do we need to do? I guess we go up there and we dig for a little bit? I don't know. I get what you're saying. Hi King, hello band, welcome on in. How's the build going? The build is going well. We're almost done with the walls. So we got down here done. We got up here halfway done, so we're doing the other half today. And then up here we're gonna mow down some of the top portion here. I want it to be a little bit shorter. And then we'll do the third layer, which will probably be the final layer as well. Well, final layer. You guys will see what I mean when we get up there. There is method to my madness. It may not be good method, but there is method. Boop. I sent you a link for my Halloween song. The only Halloween bit is the serial killer vibe. Okay, bet. I will have to listen to that hopefully soon. Which actually leads me into what I meant to talk to you about earlier, because I forgot. I've been busy lately, to nobody's surprise at all. But I've realized, how do I am no longer able to do half the things that I like to do. Really anymore. Today I cleaned the bathrooms. You know, it's been something I've been putting off because nobody likes cleaning. Nobody likes cleaning bathrooms. And the past couple of days I've been wore out anyway. Pedia's tempting me. I don't have money to travel right now, dude. Chill out. But I don't usually have the energy just to do that stuff. But it was really important that I get it done. So I did it. Especially because my mom was coming home today from a surgery. She's good, by the way. Just want to let you guys know. She is good. She just needed to have some stuff done to her shoulder. But that all said... yeah, I cleaned the bathrooms today. And after the first one, because we've got 3, we got 2 and a half bathroom. But after I got the first one done, the first full bath done, I was out, dude. I was so out of energy that I actually had to lay down on the floor for a little bit and just rest. Good thing nobody was home, because it was like a concerning sight if you walk in on that kind of thing. You just see somebody laying there. It's like, yeah, that would have been great. But I was so done after the first one. I laid there for like 30 minutes or something like that. And then I went and did the other one. And then I laid down for a little bit. And then I did the next one after that as well. That's been kind of the progress of anything physical. It's been pretty much like, it's been pretty constant in the fact that I am taking breaks like that. I'm not as physically able as I'd like to be. And so like that's been weighing on me a little bit. It's not fun watching yourself kind of wither away, to have a lack of a better word there. So like that's been a thing. But it's led to me being able to do a lot more creative tasks and being able to do a lot more sitting tasks. Because outside of bathrooms, I don't really have any other chores that I need to do. So it's given me plenty of time to actually, it's given me plenty of time to actually do some work for Omnia, my video game that I've been working on. And it's been giving me a lot of time to work on videos as well. But, it is tough, because, the longer I sit every day, I notice the worse it gets in general. So, like, to some degree, you have to push through the pain and just, like, deal with it. Because you don't want to lose your mobility in its entirety. I guess not mobility, your endurance. Because I'm very mobile. In fact, I'm too mobile. Which is part of the problem. You know, that makes me just generally speaking more tired. So I'm trying to not become, like, chair-bound, if I can. But it's been a process trying to adjust to this lifestyle, to say the least. I'm tired. I'm tired right now. I almost canceled stream today because I've been having a hard time keeping air in my body, I guess. Weird way to phrase that. Just always out of breath right now. But, you know, it's always a process. Like, I try not to complain about it. I don't want to ever sound like I'm complaining about it, because there are people who have it way worse. Whatever I have right now, I guarantee you, I can at least name some other things that I would very much rather not have. So I'm grateful it's not worse. That's why I don't love talking about this stuff, but I don't know. It's been something that's been bugging me, because, you know, I don't know how many of you saw the video Tuesday? I don't know. Whenever I made the cape video, it was very clear. I was not really in a place to be making a video. This isn't an excuse, but it is a reason, I suppose. Videos are a little slow right now. partially because I don't have the energy to produce those videos right now. Which I know, like, you guys are all like, take your time, it's okay, you do you, and like, I very much appreciate that, but it doesn't stop me in the sense, like, I want to do those things, and not being able to do it sucks. You know, there are a lot of things that I can't do anymore because of physical limitations, and that's kind of sucky. But that's okay, you know, I will live at the end of the day, so I can't complain too much, you know, there's starving kids in Africa, or something like that. It's a good reason to not complain. It's that came out like a lot more sarcastic than I meant it to. Like, it was meant to be sarcastic a little bit, but ooh, that was dripping in sarcasm. I love cleaning, just not bathrooms. Bathrooms aren't so bad. Once you get in a groove, it's not so bad, but it's exhausting when you're scrubbing, like, showers and toilets and floors, and you can micro-dislocate your joints because you're scrubbing showers, toilets, and floors. I'm not gonna give up that chore, because, like, that would just be rude. Like, none of my other brothers are gonna take it. That's certain. I would not dare have my parents do another thing. So I will keep doing it. I just gotta find a different way to do it. But yeah, it is hard. And I mean, you definitely get it. I've heard you talk a little bit about it. About what you've got. You probably get it more than most, which is it's nice in one sense, but it's terrible in the other. Like, I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. Why is Microsoft sending me an email about purchases? Did I just get my copper cape? Cosmetics. I just finally got my copper cape. Check that out, boys. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, copper cape finally showed up. Yay. I don't know why that just now processed, like, 2 days later, but it did. But yeah, it sucks that you also go through it, but it is nice in the sense that it's like, yeah, you know, at least somebody gets it. Did you mop the floor? I swept one of the floors, and then the other floor I mopped, sort of. I spot cleaned it because my brother left a bunch of clothes on the floor, and I'm not touching his dirty laundry. Thank God she's okay. Yeah, she's fine. It's just her shoulder. You buy me Cheez-Its. What flavor? Original? Cheez-Its are good. I like Cheez-Its. Is this the announcement for the King Ragnog LP? I will say, I do want to do music at some point, but that's another thing I'm actually losing the ability to do. I don't think I've told you guys yet. Mostly because it's not a fun reality to face. I am losing my ability to play the guitar. It hurts. It hurts a lot. So, how do I phrase this? Because I want to explain it to people who don't play guitar either, and I want you guys to understand it. Like, it's not... that I'm outright losing the ability forever kind of deal, but I'm losing the way I want to play. I play bar chorded because, I don't know, I'm quirky like that. I like bar chording. It sounds better. But, it just hurts too much. And it doesn't hurt my skin. It hurts the joints. And so it's like, you know, that it's awful. It's awful. So I do want to at some point spicy, but it's gonna have to wait until either they can figure me out a little bit better, or until until I can find a day that I can just push through it. But I gotta lay down all the guitar tracks as soon as I can, because there's no guarantee it gets better from here. The trend has been downward for the last 4 months or so. That's kind of a more conservative timeline on that. It's not looking too bright on that. I'm trying to look on the bright side. But there's not a whole lot of light there, other than just like, okay, I guess like I have more time in the day. Like I technically speaking do have more time in the day because I don't have to practice my guitar really as much anymore, or I can't practice my guitar as much anymore. Boop, 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 boop. Ellen Lee, welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. You don't got asthma like me. I haven't gotten tested. My dad has it, and one of my other brothers has it, probably. But yeah, that does suck. That stuff is not good. Someone might say you have it. Someone might have it worse, but you're also allowed to be. You also have to be real with yourself when things aren't good. Not saying you're not. Yeah, I get that. I try to just, like I said, I try to look on the bright side. That's partially why I do that. But I do also need to be real and say, like, yeah, no, this does suck. I don't want to minimize it entirely. Hello, V. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, the Copper Cape. I got mine today, too. Hey, let's go. I feel that. Try to be very open about it. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Welcome back, Fox. Trying to catch up on chat. I went outside with my trash and I heard a loud cough and sirens. Oof. That's mildly concerning. I did it. You got the food? See ya, Fox. Thanks for hanging out. Finger pain. Having a hard time knitting for that reason. I bet. Yeah. There's... like, even playing computer, like, right now, I can do it, but after a while, I do... When you see me reading chat, usually extensively, that's not so much me just, like, haha, getting lost in topics and such. It's also partially just to let me stretch my hands a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't specifically stop to read chat only for that reason. I do read it because I want to read your guys' messages. But I definitely take the opportunity, you know? Why are you not... It's so weird what it's doing. I'll be optimistic here for y'all. I'm sure it'll get better. Thank you, Alantley. I appreciate it, Reg. We need to stop being in the same boat. I know. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. I feel like I've been learning how to do bar chords recently. Get them calluses, they really do help. It's not the skin, it's the joints. But yeah, I do bar chords. I've been playing guitar for a while. You actually might be able to see some of my calluses, sort of. Probably not. It's kind of blurry, but they're all on my fingertips, and there's a little bit of one there, but it's not great. There's one line in that song I sent you. You may hear it, think, go, oh yeah, the title fits. Okay, I will listen for it then. If I miss any of your chats, you guys can repost them. I feel you. I've been learning how to do bar chords. We need to stop being in the same boat. High V. Yes, high V. Had air quality that can cause breathing problems. True. Air quality where I'm at is actually pretty good right now. Thankfully. Or at least it's not bad for me. I've got some theories on what's causing my issues, but I don't know. Let's see how bad the air quality is. I actually live in a pretty good area. Oh yeah, mine is actually really good right now. It's in the green. The green on the weather app, for those of you who have questions on what in the world I mean by that. You know, the server just stopped. Did it stop? No, it didn't. I stopped. Let me DC. Are we good now? We're buffering. We are buffering. Oh boy, I don't use Twitch or TikTok, so won't get it. Wish they allowed YouTube streams to count. That's a YouTube issue, but yes, YouTube really should get on the drops train. TikTok has it. Twitch has it. Several other streaming services also have the ability, but they're not nearly as mainstream, so it's not worth it to Minecraft. But YouTube, for whatever reason, hasn't added an API for that. So until YouTube gets their act together with streaming, which it looks like they may, then we will eventually have it. But I don't know. We'll see. Are you digging into Bedrock? I will not be digging to Bedrock. I've actually dug as deep as I'm going to go. There is just one spot that I'm going to dig a little bit more on, but it's not going to be a crazy dig or anything like that. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. I'm going to try to crack this into my mic. You guys will be able to... You can't. Eesh. I don't know. I might be able to crack my wrist right into it. Hang on. Maybe. No. Sometimes they get locked up. So like, right in here, it gets kind of tight. And as I push it down, most people's wrists, I think, go to about here. I don't know. I'm not most people. But my wrist, it goes like, boop. Like, it's got a little bit more flex to it there. I usually have to crack it when I bend it a little bit. 'Cause it's like, ooh. It's actually... I told you guys about my jaw, right? How I can, like, pop my jaw into, like, 2 different locations. I can do that with my wrist. I've never, like, acknowledged that, but it clicks every time I move it like this. And then there's also a spot on where my spinal column connects to my skull. Like, I think it's like the L1 vertebrae or something like that. That thing. I can get it to pop there pretty consistently. Ah, lovely. Why, Twitch? Why did you split my VODs? No. I'm so sad. Why? That's just a nightmare for later. That's all that is. That's just a nightmare for later. It'd be twitching. Yeah, twitching. It's fine. I don't have anything else to do tonight anyway. I'll just fix the VOD tonight. Actually, that's a lie. I do have something to do tonight. I will be working on the... I'm basically writing a book, actually. It's gonna play ads again. Really, Twitch? That is wild. It's playing ads again. It restarted the whole schedule. That is crazy. Because they just ran, like, what, 30 minutes ago? Okay, I'm kind of mad for you guys on Twitch. Like, that's crazy. Twitch, come on. You know, TwitchCon is happening soon. All their IT tech is out there, probably. All their IT technicians. Sorry, Twitch is just rage baiting right now. Yeah, it goes that way. Hello, Angela. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Just reminded me to crack mine. It's so nice. I'm gonna try to crack my back. I know I can. I haven't done it today. Besides getting out of bed. I do want to see if you guys can hear this one too. This one's probably the best sound you'll ever hear. If I can get it to happen. And I'm gonna take the pop filter off. It's gonna sound like a little crazy while I'm taking it off. Just trust me. Alright. Hopefully that wasn't too painful to listen to. Take the jacket off. We're gonna see if we can do this. Ready? I think you guys heard that. Try this side. That may have been an interesting sound. I don't know. Here. I'm gonna try to do this so it doesn't like hurt your guys' ears while I'm adjusting it. We'll try that. I'm gonna put the jacket back on because I'm cold. Why do ads exist midstream? Easily makes you get behind. Because Twitch is a free platform. So in order for Twitch to actually make money so that they can host thousands of streams a day for thousands of viewers across the world, they gotta be able to pay for that stuff. It sucks, but that's about the best way to monetize content on the internet is through ads. You do before ads instead. That doesn't make enough money. Twitch is still losing money, actually. They have been trying to find monetization paths. Ads are about the best that they've got right now, but they are working on other possible alternatives. It's just it costs a lot of money to run these kind of services. Take like 1% of subs or something. They take 50%. Like, I definitely get what you're saying. I agree, but that's just like how this stuff works. YouTube can take the loss because it's all about search engine, but Twitch isn't a search engine, and it never will be. Right now, the only reason that they're actually worth it to Amazon is because of the advertising space. Amazon makes a pretty hefty amount serving ads on Twitch, but it's not enough to like cover everything. It's the data that they sell from those ads as well that really makes Twitch, or it doesn't make Twitch anything, but it makes Amazon things. They don't like share the money. It's interesting how companies split that up, but yeah, it's just not profitable to run Twitch, and I'm kind of shocked it's still around, to be honest, as is a lot of people. But you know, I love Twitch. I think it's a cool platform. I like it better than YouTube, but YouTube is probably the place of the future, in all honesty, especially if they get their act together soon. And I mean, they are working on things. I'm really a big fan of some of their streamer updates that they've got coming in the next couple of months. But they got to do a better job communicating, and they got to do a better job pushing these features out because they're still really far behind. If companies sell my data, what if I just sell my own data? Do I get money? Technically speaking, there are places I think you can go to sell your data, but it's not nearly as valuable to companies if you're selling your own stuff because you can poison your own data. Whereas what Google and Amazon sell, it's not really poisoned data. They know that the user connected to this device likes to watch certain shows. They like to eat certain foods. That's what makes the data so valuable, because it's all about advertising to the right person for as little money as possible. It's all market research data, essentially. But the second that somebody sells it themselves, it could be poisoned and it would be worthless. Because ads should not be about things that you want to see, but rather about things that you're going to want to buy. If I got all the ads that I wanted, I would never buy anything, because it would be ads for silly things that are just funny. It's not something I'm in the market for ever, you know? So, you know, if I were selling my own data, I would just go, okay, hey, I want only ads about movies. Well, I don't go and watch movies, like, ever. Because I'm broke, but, like, that doesn't matter. But I don't ever go watch movies, so it does me no good to see movie advertisements. It doesn't increase or decrease my chances of going to the movies. So it does no good to an advertiser to advertise me movies. That's why I don't get a bunch of advertisements for them. I actually only ever find out movies are coming out because of my friends, and also because of Twitter. YouTube streams do gotta be improved. I've seen Twitch chat points or whatever. We need that. Yes. Yes, that is one of the big features I'm waiting for YouTube. Man doesn't need a chiropractor, he has his own. Nope, but I know how it sounds / feels. It feels nice. It's really nice. I do actually have a chiropractor. He's really good. And I highly, highly, highly recommend everybody get a chiropractor at some point in time. If you can, at least. Because it's worth it. I personally probably should go back and see him soon, but I'm trying to figure out what I am going to get diagnosed with first, because I would really rather go to him then and see if he needs to change his care plan by then. You know, like, you know, I want ultimately whatever's the cheapest and most effective care plan for me. You know, there's a happy medium somewhere in there. I don't know what that happy medium looks like yet, but I'll figure that out when we get there. But I do want to find that spot. It's like, okay, we can put you there. All right. I do want to find that spot though where it's kind of like, okay, I can live with this. This is good. But if he, you know, if he can't do anything for me and it's just gonna keep going out of place, but he can recommend something that's gonna stop my back from shifting as much, and I just utilize that and go see him once a year, then that's good enough for me. You know, ideally, you know, I would like him to be able to do something more for me, but I recognize I'm just kind of stuck with what I've got. So I also gotta, you know, realize that he can't, quote unquote, fix me, for lack of a better word. Not that there's anything, I mean, it's not that there's not anything broken, but broken is such a negative and it has a bad connotation with it, you know. I don't mean like I'm damaged or anything. Like I'm not some product that is unsellable. Although I would prefer that nobody sell me. Ideally. I am, by the way, I am. So sharing isn't caring. What if I just sell me? I don't think you get the money. I think whoever, cause like if they buy you, then like they also buy all of your possessions, I feel like. So by proxy, they bought you for like $0, then. Somebody else has to benefit from that money. It wouldn't be able to be you. That's a thing. Sun King Regnog for $5.99. You know, that's actually a pretty generous price. I feel like you're being very nice to me. I personally would not inflate the number that much. Oh man, cancels auction. Who's getting those kind of ads and using that app in the test your Minecraft knowledge here with the weirdest image? Yeah, there's a lot of those weird ones, definitely. Definitely a lot of those. Just learned the Titanic had an 8-member band that played until the very moment the Titanic sank. Yup. Yeah, they played as long as they could, basically. I think that's one of the Titanic had one of those interesting stories about it, really. I mean, you know, to just think about that. A lot of them knew that was probably it for them. And instead of it being this selfish moment of like, I'm gonna do whatever I want, however I want, there was a lot of people just caring for each other in their final moments. And the example of the band playing until it sank. You know, they did what they could to provide comfort for those around them. And it was, sure, probably to comfort themselves as well. The more you play, the less you have to think about the impending doom coming towards you. But also, it's just a way you can help your fellow man, you know, be at peace. And that there's something really sweet about that. I don't know. Did you see, because I have never seen the apparently masterpiece of a movie that Titanic is. I've never seen it either, but I have heard it's pretty good. Boop, 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 boop. I always seem to, like, end up just 3 over, man. It becomes this whole ordeal while I try to build backwards here. Oh, did I tell you? I don't think I finished telling you guys one of my thoughts. I told you guys I was basically writing a book, right? So I don't think I finished that thought process. I could be wrong. I may have. But I'm writing a document for Omnia. It's what's called a GDD, a game design document. And they're really cool, first off. But it's like everything that goes into the design process of making a game. That is what a GDD is in short. And I've been doing that for Omnia, but I've realized midway through that, like, it's got a lot of really good philosophy in terms of just design in general. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I will do it or not, but I'm kind of thinking I want to do a public version of the GDD that would be available for purchase at some point in time, and if people wanted to, they could buy it as a collector's item. How did I miss that? What am I doing? A GDD isn't a book, it's a whole book series, exactly. I only wrote the first 2, like, large points, or, like, I don't know, it's probably, like, 10 small points. And I'm already at 9 pages, and then there's, an additional 3 pages of headers and titles for other chapters within this thing. And, like, that's just my in-house GDD. There's no, there's no, uh-oh. What was I saying? There's no... What is there no? I don't know what there's no, but there's no. Just... Somebody might be able to jog my memory there, but I've completely lost it. Cora, welcome on in. Thank you for popping in, and thank you for your taxes. 167 times 6-7. That's crazy. You know, I was just talking to an artist who is a candidate getting signed to Spicy Records, and he was just telling me that the reason why he doesn't produce is actually because when you look up a tutorial of producing, no one shows you any of the good VSTs for the vibe you're trying to get, even if somebody's made a beat that captures that vibe. Yeah, you know, that's very true. I find that you look up any videos on, like, YouTube for any of these almost trade-like skills. I don't know if I would call it a trade necessarily, but, you know, think of, like, music, think of code, think of, you know, game development, like the sub-industries of what code is. Even in the art industry to some degree. Most people who are teaching on YouTube aren't teaching you everything. They're trying to sell you their newest course so that you go buy it, and they still don't tell you all the secrets. You know, they don't tell you how to make your own assets. They don't tell you where to get these VSTs. They don't tell you the marketing behind everything. There's a lot of I might be having a stroke. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I lost it. I think I got most of the point out there before I lost it, though, Spicy. Hopefully that made sense. Hate to tell you about this, but you're not tough. I know I'm not tough, but is the build tough? Is the build tough? I feel like the build is kind of tough. I don't know. I feel like the build is very, very tough. Like, so tough. Get it? Because tough? In case you didn't know, that's tough. Okay, that's polished tough and tough bricks. So it's tough. Yeah. I'm gonna drink my coffee now. Again, I already know I complained about it, but this tiny hole is not enough for coffee to come out of, okay? I need to get a better lid for these cups. One with a bigger hole. I need more coffee. Okay, I need to read. Coral Swiftu. Hi, Coral. I have been drafting a few novel ideas. I have been drafting a few novel ideas. I am going to take place in a thing that all of next month where you try to write 50k words of a novel, and then if you can, you get a cool subscription to a writing service and get to submit it for feedback. Like the first bit of it, at least. Oh, okay, yeah. Those are really cool competitions. It's kind of like a game jam, but for writing, right? Sort of. Kinda. Something about that's just your in-house GDD. Are you making an art book for your game as well? That's what I was talking about. Thank you. Both of you helped really there. Yeah, so in my in-house GDD, I don't have like all the fancy art within it, but when I do the game the game design document, but as a book, there will also be pictures within it so that you guys can see some of the cool stuff there. But I would like to do an art book, yes. Something that will probably take me a long time, if I'm honest, because I'm not a big artist necessarily. I draw some cool things. One of those things you guys have seen before. And I'm going to be trying to draw more things soon-ish. Especially just on days where I'm not feeling like getting much work done. I want to spend some time just with my drawing tablet. I haven't put it away right now, but I used to do drawing streams. I kind of like to bring those back, but I don't know. We'll see. Call 911. Holy brain fog. The brain fog is really bad today, and I don't know why. Actually, I kind of know a little bit why. My sleep hasn't been great lately. The past 3 nights I've not been able to sleep very well. Not until like 3 or 4 a.m. So that's been pretty bad. I'm kind of out of breath right now anyway. And like Emmy said there, the bathroom, and then there's something else. I forget what the something else was, but yeah. Got lots of Tuff, so much Tuff. Like with art concepts, color schemes, etc. I do want to do something like that, yeah. Concept art. I would love to have small little commentary on the art as well within the book. Kind of explains some of that stuff. I don't know. To be honest, I kind of just somehow ended up learning how to make my own crap, which for the people who end up getting signed spicy records, I just give them all my VSTs for free. That's very nice. That's awesome. And yeah, that's fair. You know, nothing wrong with if you make your own stuff. It gives you guys a unique sound, which is part of the benefit package. You know. Sometimes I wish we still had the shut king up for 10 minutes button. Why? Why do you want to shut me up for 10 minutes? I don't want to shut up. Man needs his coffee in a nicer transfer system. I do. Like, you know those really, really stupidly long straws? I should get me one of those. Like, hang on. Stupidly long straw. Like, there's these... Well, these are, like, not even the really, really long ones. That one's 35 inches. That's a pretty good size. I should get me one of these. Oh my goodness. How like how I don't want to use that word. What is the that is a really bad idea to phrase it that way. It is so it's how do I say this without it sounding bad? This is good. It's the straw. We are talking about a very long straw, just to be very clear here. It's an extra... Why is it showing a pregnant woman? Okay. There's nothing wrong with pregnant women, just for that information there. But it's 35 inches long, and it is 1.1 centimeter or a 0.4 inch diameter? Yeah, diameter. That would be the word I'm thinking of. It's meant for a 40-ounce cup, so like that would be perfect. This is not a 40-ounce cup that I have, but I could just upgrade my cup so that I have even more coffee. Because why not have 40 ounces of coffee? It comes with two straws and 2 lids. That is... And... I mean, I'm not trying to sell this to you guys. I'm trying to sell it to myself at this point. It also comes with a cleaning brush. So, like, you know, you can clean your straw as well. Outside of just running, outside of just running really, really hot water out of it. Okay, I need to stop looking at this. Are we dying in Minecraft yet? No, okay. Where am I? I can't be flying. Where am I? I'm right here. I need to finish reading chat. I'm sorry. He didn't get signed. He did get the voice, one of the characters for the behind the mix. He got paid for it too. Hey, that's awesome. I had a game design class once, and got to make the art book for the class project. It was really cool. That's awesome. That is really cool. I may have to contact you sometime about learning how to do the art book, because I would like as much help with this from people who know what they're doing, because I have no clue what I'm doing. But I would love to hear about that eventually. Reg do art stream. I need to bring back my art streams for the same reasonings. Yeah. I love art. I just never spend time doing it. I think I should try a drawing stream. I wonder how it would go. We used to do drawing streams, but then I stopped doing them before I got my drawing tablet, I think. Now that I have one, I feel like I should be able to do it. I don't know. To sleep in bathroom working, cleaning, yeah. You might need to lay down soonish, Reg, if I can give advice. Yeah, I know. It doesn't mean I like the advice, but I know. This is peak stream right now. I did not hear the straw part. Yeah, it was not a great sentence there for sure. Chat, I fear I dropped my AirPods and lost one outdoors. Yes, near great. Oh, Oral, I'm so sorry. That sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully... I take it you probably can't get it back. Which is... I don't know. I try to find it, definitely. Maybe you can get it. Who knows? If not, then like... I don't know. There's not much bright side there. I hope you can find it though. I hope. I've got faith. I will say I'm very excited for the Spice Pack. Basically an album with one song from every spicy record artist, plus a few songs with all this. That's cool. That'll be really, really cool. Just get those really silly straws that you can wear as glasses. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. You think I'm out of breath now? Can you imagine me trying to use one of those straws? Reg, you want to know something that you don't want to hear? Hit me with it. Hit me with it. Turn the volume up all the way and see if you can hear it. Yeah, that may help. That could possibly help. Did I tell you my beef with Limp Bizkit? No? What's wrong with Limp Bizkit? Hold up. I like Limp Bizkit. Hold on. I like physical art more than digital art. That's fair. I am not as good at physical art because there's a lot more technique, I feel like, in physical art than there is digital. And I also really like my Control-Z key. Being able to undo anything and everything is like, it's a godsend. I could not live without my Control-Z. I'll find the art book again so I can share it here. Yes, please. Please, Elently. That would be awesome. Walking in. One of my homies met Fred Durst, and apparently he said Z12 is way better than Limp Bizkit. And we all have the same frick you attitude. So I guess he just chose to say that. And then in my email. And then a few days go by, and I basically get an email from Fred Durst basically saying once they see me at a show, they'll beat me in a battle. Oh. Okay. Hopefully that goes well. I don't know. That you and Limp Bizkit aren't like at all in the same genre, I wouldn't say. Unless Limp Bizkit's jumping genres on me. I don't know. But you know, I hope that goes well for you. Coffee makes pain and stuff like what you have worse. I know. I know. It doesn't stop me from drinking it. But I know. There's no excuse. I know. Yeah. You know, I was gonna mess with this, but then I remembered the water, and I don't know if I want to mess with the water. Good idea. Tinafan, yeah. Limp Bizkit also beef with Limp Bizkit also beefed with Eminem in like the early 2000s, so who knows? Yeah, you know, I think anything to stay relevant, you know? Oh. I thought over here was over there, and I was like, where's my stuff? Who's messing with me? It's over there. Maybe I need to call it quits. Like, I don't want to. I promise you guys I'm okay, okay? Like... Greg is messing with himself. I really am. I'm a mess. I am such a mess right now. I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened. I just don't know how I got here. I used to be so much better. I'm a mess, like the AJR song. You know, I'm gonna say it. I always get, like, an audible gasp from my chat here. I don't really know any AJR. And I know that makes me a monster. But I don't know, like, any of their music. Let's see. Dude, I'm the one to talk, though. I love my energy drinks. I've never gotten into energy drinks, outside of coffee. And there was, like, a Coca-Cola coffee thing for a very short period of time, and I liked those. And that was technically branded as an energy drink. It was branded as an energy drink. We're gonna dig, like, a small layer, okay? Anything after that is just bonus. Like, this is technically bonus time. I just feel really bad because I've been giving you guys, like, really, really short streams. And you guys deserve better, so I'm giving you better. You know, just... bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm gonna go on a walk before I crash out about my stupid mic. Also, Gus and I need you in the kitchen call sometime. Okay. Just like have your guy call my guy and we'll sort something out. Yeah. Yeah. But go enjoy your walk, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Not a fan of AJR fair. I only know a few. That's fair. And only like a few. I only know two. The small violin one, I think. I don't remember. My chat had me. Maybe it was you, Swiftu. I don't know. Somebody asked me to play an AJR song once, and like I couldn't do it. And it's because I feel like their shtick is almost just writing songs that are impossibly hard to sing for the average person. Which is like, you know, fair enough. You know, do something only you can do. You know, that's like my whole philosophy with Omnia is I'm building it because no one else can. Hey. But, man, their songs are so hard to sing. They're so hard to play. They're written in weird timings. I despise trying to play AJR songs. I'm sorry. I know. I don't despise them as people. They're probably cool people. I don't know. I've never met them. But you got a guy, I actually got a guy too. My guy is Gus. So, you know, just have your guy call Gus and then have Gus talk to me. You know, Gus is my manager, actually. He does a lot of managing for me. That's my guy. Oh, no way. AJR has one called I'm Ready, and they sampled SpongeBob saying I'm ready. That's actually insane. You know what? I think I kind of recall that being a thing. It was... Yeah, I sort of, kind of recall that now. I thought it was weird. I do remember that now, yeah. I'm not a fan of SpongeBob. 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 Is that like SpongeBob's mom? SpongeBob? That's lovely. Man, yeah, we're finishing after this layer right here that I'm digging, the 2 block. I think that's where we have to call it, because this is getting bad. Okay. Better at what cost? Energy. Yeah, energy. That guy was Kit. Kit is a woman, first off. Second, I think you're thinking of your mom. That's who I'm going after right now, Spicy. Not. Just in case you're confused, I wanted somebody more age appropriate, so I picked your mom. She's around my age bracket anyway, so it works. I already read that. SpongeBob. I love that so much. You know, we got a drawing idea for our next stream. We're drawing SpongeBob. What is SpongeBob even gonna look like? No clue. We get there when we get there. My mom is around your age bracket. That would mean I'm around my mom's age bracket. Exactly, Spicy. You understand. You got that Alabama energy or something like that. I'm not a good, I'm not a perfect person, and I never pretended to be, so like, you know, yeah. I'll be that friend that yells at you through chat to be good and rest. One day I'll rest. I actually probably won't rest after stream anyway. If I'm honest, I will probably be doing something. I don't know, I owe someone a call. And then I owe somebody else a message back. And then I need to work on the GDD a little bit. But the nice thing is with all those things, like, I'll just, like, I can just, like, recline and life will be good, right? Oh, I just remembered. Hold on. Hold on, wait. There's cheesecake, guys. There's cheesecake. There's cheesecake downstairs. Because my mom had her surgery today, somebody from my church brought us cheesecake. And she brought us a whole bunch of dinner. Like, she brought us chips and soda, and like, we never drink soda. Like, we drink usually water. It's not that we don't like soda, it's just, it's expensive to buy, and we're content with water. But she brought us pizzas, and, brownies, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, she took really good care of us. Sweet lady. You know, you can't go wrong with the ladies at church, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. They're some of the nicest people, nicest people you got. They can also be the meanest people that you know, too. It's kind of a double-edged sword, you know? You gotta... What's the saying? You eat the meat, you spit out the bones kind of deal. That's true about people, too. Don't take that out of context. Don't take that out of context. But you know what I mean. Like there are some people out there who are just, they're not the embodiment of who they're supposed to be. And sometimes they're a little pushy, they're a little grumpy, I guess. I don't know, I find more often than not, this is part of it. It's not so much that they, how do I phrase this for this stream? The purposes of this stream, how do I phrase this? They are what I would call, it's not so much that they're just waiting to die. There's no good way to say that. And in their waiting, they become very unpleasant to be around. They don't take joy in anything whatsoever. They're not fun people to be around. There's a lot of those people. I know a lot of them. But there's tenfold more in the other camp, so, you know, it makes up for it. I guess. Is that one for the quotes channel on Discord? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. SpongeBob and her Toyota Corolla. Dude, also can't confirm being a man, that's crazy. I want to know how my mom is in the same age as me. Up to 3 years older by your age. Range definition. Wait, what? By my age range definition. What's my age range definition? Wait, hold on. SpongeBob, we gotta make it a thing now. Tired Rag gets a little less family friendly. I've seen. Yeah, it's not that I mean to. It's just my filter disappears, and like it's not great. It just gets a little more. I think the word that we're looking for here is probably quirky. You know, it's like I could say a lot of things. I just choose not to say them because usually I got a lot more self-control. When I'm tired though, I'm not on top of my game. I'm just blabbing because I gotta get through this stream. Oh boy. Lock in and rest. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Exactly. I don't know what that's in reference to, but yeah. Cheesecake. I can't eat it, but it sounds awesome. I'm sorry. I have an unhealthy thing about cheesecake. You guys want to know how bad it is? Like, so I feel like I just gotta tell you. I gotta be up front. We did a movie night, and my mom brought these. Like cheesecake bites, and I ate. How many did I eat? It was whatever half a box was. And mind you, there's like, I think there's like 30 per box, so I ate like 15 of those things. The only reason I stopped was because my dad started to get concerned. But like, my mom was proud of me. Like, I had never seen my mom so proud of me, in fact. Like, she was truly... I think that was the only time I've ever seen her proud of me. Like, she was like, man, you are worthy to be called my son. Like, dude, you are putting away that cheesecake. It was a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. And my dad's like, oh, don't do this. It's not in front of everybody. Like, Dad, it's good stuff. Man. Tonight's gonna be a good night, guys. You know, it's written somewhere in the Bible, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna do, but like... That's terrible. That is out of context, by the way. That is out of context. Could I tell you the context? Probably not off the top of my head. It's probably something about gluttony and that it's a bad thing. So, like, it's actually really very much against what I'm saying. But, you know, that's okay. It's not okay. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I feel great. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not tired. Like, I've said it before on stream. I'll say it again. Like, I'm tired physically, but mentally, like, I'm alive. I'm wired mentally right now. That's a Dave Matthews lyric? Wait, is it? I had no clue. Yes, dang. Look at me go. I'm actually quoting Dave Matthews. Forget what song. I could probably Google it. That's worth Googling. Who is Dave Matthews? Dave Matthews is your mom? I'm sorry. You might know some of his music. I don't know. He's kind of old, isn't he? I say old. Well, yeah, he's kind of old. I think he's older than my dad. I don't know how old he is. I'll be honest. My parents like him. Solid choice. Solid. My parents kind of have boring music tastes. I'm not gonna lie. My mom likes... My mom likes 80s and like 90s music. Maybe, yeah, 80s and 90s. My dad, he's not too much of a complainer. He likes a little bit of everything. I know he likes... He's like... I actually showed him Avid MC, and he actually liked his stuff. I was kind of worried. I wasn't sure if he was gonna like it or not. It was funny because he asked me who it was, and was like, oh, I kind of know him and he kind of knows me. He's like, oh, so it's your friend. I'm like, no, I kind of know him and he kind of knows me. I'm like, it's more of like an acquaintance kind of thing. Oh, that's cool. And now every time that he hears Avid on the car, whenever my phone hooks up to the radio, he asks how he's doing. I'm like, I don't know, Dad. I don't talk to Avid. The man himself is 58. Dave Matthews is 90s. They're not super old. Okay, that's not bad. That's not ancient. What was I Googling? Dave Matthews, let us eat and drink for tomorrow we die. Lyrics for Tripping Billies by Dave Matthews Band. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Yep, that's them. I had no clue. The more you know, guys, you learn something new every day, don't you? You learn something new every day. What was I doing? I was digging. We're gonna finish digging. I am... You quote me? You quoted me. You quoted me. Ah. Okay. What was the song name again? Tripping Billies. I too have unhealthy things with cheesecake, but not the same way. Fair enough. Did I finish reading chat? Am I caught up? I didn't quite read all the mean church people stuff, but I think I explained it, so I'm good. Bungie. You know, we could do another layer, like... I'm not saying I will, but like... It's kind of just an addiction at this point. I could stop any time I want to, or so I say. But just because I say that doesn't make it true, does it? Huh. I mean, we're at Y40. Like, if we got to Y54, that would be like a... That's not how math works. That would be up. Yeah, I think this is where we will be done then. There's the more I talk, I think the more abundantly clear it is. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. Like the one great musician once said, Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance. I'm not okay. Also quoted for saying that teenagers are scary, which, you know, I understand. As somebody who works with teenagers quite often, I get it. Teenagers, they scare me too. I'm not even working with a teenager right. Well, I know he is easy. I got one teenager that I'm working with right now. And the other one's a 5th grader. The 5th grader is the problem. Like, not in a bad way, but not in a good way. Swerving, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Swerving Shoe. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Teenage boys not scary. Teenage girls very scary. I don't know. Teenage boys are scary in the sense that you're not sure what they're going to do to themselves. Like, they won't... They usually won't hurt you. But I have to answer to their guardians. And if they do something stupid, I gotta be the one to tell their parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles, like, hey, yeah, so the reason he has a concussion is because he did something stupid. Can you come pick him up? I've never had to do that yet. I really hope I never have to do that. But I imagine it's gonna happen eventually. I mean, it's just par for course. Working with youth groups is fun. Yay! Teenage girls are scary though, because I've seen what they can do. They are mean. Well, some of them are mean. Not all of them. Some of them are the sweetest people you've ever met. But some of them are mean. Like, like, you think boys get rough? Girls, I find that they draw more blood in their fights than boys. Boys will give you bruises, black eyes, and things of that means. Girls will just, like, the claws. The claws, dude. And then, like you said, they're toxic, too. Like, you tick them off, you're talking full online stalking, you're talking slander, you're talking, yeah, I mean, you're talking some of the worst insults I've ever received were from women. Wow. They can knock you down with one word? Oh, absolutely. I have probably an unhealthy... Not... How do I want to... But what if that's weirdly attractive? That's something you save... That's something you don't usually tell people out loud, Swiftu. But if you find that attractive, you go for it. That's... Great man once said, hey, didn't last time I did this I almost killed Harlem? That's lovely. Teenagers are indeed kind of scary. I got a concussion on my first day of a job once. Oof. Walmart? No way. Wait. You worked at Walmart too, Emmy? That was my first job. I worked at Walmart for a year. That's actually really funny. We have got to stop having similarities. Girls are toxic as a girl. I say this, claws on the mouth too. Yeah. Harlem quote is from you, King, by the way. Are you sure? Did I say that? When did I say that? Wait, when did I say that? Spider-Man? Oh, yeah! Because Miles does the, like, the shock absorption thing, and, like, he absorbs a lot, and, like, he almost killed all of Harlem, right? Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah. Okay. I kind of vaguely remember that. I don't remember saying that, but I definitely believe it. Ba 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 ba. Bros Inside Thought came out. Yeah, it's not the only thing that came out. It's been known for a while, but Swifty's actually gay, guys. He doesn't hide it anymore. Or at least not as much as he used to. All you gotta do is bring up like Ryan Reynolds or here's another guy. You said something about one hot guy, and I don't remember who he was. But I distinctly recalled this. And I can't remember who it was. I don't know. I kind of lost it. Technically still employed there, but got leave of absence. Okay. I am not employed there anymore. They actually apparently hated me so much that they didn't take my store transfer request. So I didn't get fired and I didn't get terminated. My employment just, I guess, like, stop. There's a term here. It lapsed. My employment lapsed. I don't know. You didn't renew a contract. I wasn't a contract. I was on as a part-time permanent employee. But they never straight up said, "Hey, we're firing you." And I never said I was quitting. But they never passed me to the other store to be put back in that process. I don't know how that went. I don't know. Technically, I may still be employed there, technically. I don't think so. I just stopped calling for you. They never scheduled me for, like, an interview. They never put me on the schedule in general for this new store. Like, I was a good employee too. Like, I was so good that one of my managers cried when I left. She loved me, dude. Like, she gave me a hug and everything. She was very nice. Shout out to my ex-manager Riza. She was a good one. Ooh, lag. Wow, that was bad. I got a ton of side quests up here in Harlem. Is another King Regnog Harlem quote. It's crazy that we have 2 Harlem quotes. I bonked my head really hard twice on a ladder cart. Those handlebars hurt. I bet. Jeez, I'm sorry that happened. I got to work. I was a cashier. I worked in the deli one day. I used to work in the cart lot for a little bit. A few days I was having a really rough time, and I begged my managers to let me work in the back, so they gave me all the returns and and they just said, "We're not even gonna call you up to the front. You can work on the back end all day you want." I worked lawn and garden one day. I worked one night I worked as like a stock person for a little bit. But it wasn't supposed to be my job that day. It just sort of happened. But I worked there to get I was helping one of my managers set up displays and stuff, and she didn't want to climb the ladders, and I wasn't supposed to be able to climb the ladders. They were too tall for somebody of my age, but they were like, yeah, You know, you can do it. Like, okay. I climbed the ladder and I would take the shelf off of the really tall back, in the back of the building, where they keep all the product. They also keep spare shelves and they're way up high. I climbed up and got those for her. Things like that. It was actually a good time working there, honestly. Yeah, can confirm no, Coral. You should really not be able to confirm that, Coral. I talked about women yesterday. I like women in chat, I promise. Yeah. Interesting. Stop calling for you. One of my friends was working as a receptionist at a chiropractor once, and when the pandemic happened, she just stopped showing up. Dang. So she didn't get fired, but, like, she doesn't technically work there anymore. Oof. That's unfortunate. Well, maybe that is fortunate. I don't know. Maybe she didn't like her job. I don't know. I'm going to write all my friends into a book and threaten to kill them off when they annoy me. Oh, wait, this is the wrong account, huh? Oops. That's kind of wild statement there, Swifto. What accounts do you have? Automod got me. Oof. Let me see what you said. Why did that get blocked? Okay. That's such an interesting thing to block. Okay. Boop. I hope to get back to the point where I can go to work. I love my store and I won't be able to be under him again. I loved my manager. He was the best manager I've had so far. Talking's fun. Actually, funnily enough, Emmy, it wasn't for, like, any threatening reason. It was actually because it was like it thought it was about something else. I don't know how to say that in a family-friendly way right now. My brain isn't working, but Automod is just ooh, yeah, fun. Fun is the word to use there. I need to be careful how I phrase some of this, dude. This is bad. Automod can be defeated. Automod is an interesting place. I mean, it didn't get Nathan for saying things about certain groups of people. Like, I'm so confused. Like, what is wrong with Automod? Wait. Okay. I'm not gonna think too hard about that. I don't want to give myself an aneurysm tonight. It was a nice job, but she was trying to be mindful of the owner because they were older and didn't want them to get sick. That's understandable. And that's actually very sweet of her. To be honest, I don't know what it could be referring to, but okay. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Oof. It's good. We're fine. We're fine. Automod just being a little silly. Automod can't touch VIPs. I can say anything. We've confirmed that's not entirely true. But you can't say some things that most people can't. Is this deep enough, or do I want it to be deeper? I think I'm gonna make that deeper. Yeah, I think we'll push it down to there, not that deep, and then we could do the next layer. I don't know. And a fan comment, even though it was an accident, was wild. I know. Almost anything Automod can actually touch mods. Insane, bro. Automod's just silly like that. I think I can even say some swear words. I think we found out I can say the B word. I think so. There was one word that you said that was like You were just saying it to prove that you couldn't say everything and it let you say it, and it was kind of weird. I don't know. Okay. Can I try? I'll allow you to try. I'll allow you to try. No, it did not work. Okay. What am I doing? I'm wrapping up stream. Right. That's what I'm doing. See if I can. You can't either. Wow. Surprising. Any reason to say a certain word, am I right? No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna wrap up stream though. Who do I want to say hello to? Ooh, we haven't said hello to him in a while. That is an advertisement. We do not want an advertisement. Advertisement's bad. It doesn't work. You did try. You did try. Thanks for sharing. Get well, Sid. I appreciate it, Nathan. I am thankfully going to be seeing a doctor who specializes in what I believe I have on Tuesday, I think. So I'm hopeful that maybe I could get some answers there. If I don't, then oh well. You know, it won't change the condition I'm in if I don't get answers. But the hope is that I will get answers so that I have a new condition. Hopefully an improving condition, because this sucks. This sucks, if I'm honest. If I'm like 100% honest. Alright. Let's see. I think they may be live on YouTube as well, so let me just double check this before we end. They are not live on YouTube. Unless I can Google them. They are not live on YouTube. Okay, that's fine. We're going to be saying hi to Featherfetcher. They are currently just chatting, but he may be playing some Minecraft later. I don't know. He's usually a Minecraft streamer for the most part. He also like makes YouTube videos and things like that. He's a cool dude. So we'll go say hi to Featherfetcher. Hop in the raid, get some free channel points along the way. That's not how I usually phrase that. I don't know. That one is so long ago, I don't even have them followed. They definitely have been more recent. Like, you would have... We've rated them in, like, the last 6 months. I don't know. It's been, like, a couple of months since we've seen them. YouTube, this is the end of the road for you guys, so go find whatever kind of videos you want to watch. Or whatever streams. Or go to bed. That's also a valid option. And Twitch, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys as well. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow if all goes to plan. If not, then we'll talk eventually. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.